What's going on, Gritter family? Today I am so excited to have Reese Smith. She is going to be Gritter's first sponsored athlete. She is a ladies level 5 mounted shooting competitor. And we're going to ask her just a little bit of questions about her mindset and just kind of her journey into the sport. Stick around, it's going to be good. All right, Reese. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good, good. You
Awesome.
guys are about to see Reese do some really cool, super awesome shooting here early on. But I want to kind of dive into you, right? How you got started into the sport, your background, where'd you come from, where you're going, what are your goals?
Yeah.
Go for it.
I love it. So I started mounted shooting when I was 11 going on 12. And at that point, before you even get into mounted shooting, if you are under the age of 12, you are considered a wrangler. So you go throughout the pattern and you're on the same course as everybody else, but you don't have the bullets. So we just dry fire through it. So I started there. How I got into it was I actually did performance showing from, I don't know, ages since I was born to up until mounted shooting. And so that's the Western, English, hunter under saddle, Western pleasure, horsemanship, all the really fancy stuff. And I was very successful in that, loved it. And then my horse ended up getting hurt and we couldn't ride her anymore, which was devastating, but it turned out to be a blessing in disguise because in that waiting period to find a new horse, my dad had been a professional roper for a long, long time and then ended up finding mounted shooting. He had just gotten a horse and he was like, you know what, just try it out, just have fun with it while you're waiting. I mean, I didn't have a horse to ride, so I couldn't really train or compete or anything like that. So I got into it, I tried it, and just simply fell in love with it. I mean, it's everything that my old competition was not. So it was the adrenaline rush. The people were fantastic in mounted shooting. I mean, they do a great job at keeping it family oriented. And in a lot of other equestrian events, it's not like that. It's very cutthroat, set in stone. If you're not the best, you're the worst kind of deal. And mounted shooting was just the complete opposite. I mean, people were offering their guns to me, their horse. Like if my horse got hurt or something in a competition, which has happened, they've just like, man, take my horse, take my guns, like wear all this stuff so you can go compete. And so that's how I got into it, and we've just evolved as a family. I mean, we started out with one mounted shooting horse and we had 3 riders, and then we built up this program to now where we have like 20, 30 plus students. I mean, we have a whole program going on and we still give like little kid lessons, but now our main thing is mounted shooting. And so it's just really cool to see how we've grown as a family and how mounted shooting has kind of come to us. It's really neat. It's really cool. And then where I'm going is, man, just like keep trucking along, keep growing my skills and keep loving it with all that I have.
So you are getting ready to go into college,
Yes,
correct?
sir. Yeah.
So she's headed towards A&M. I know there's going to be a whole bunch of Aggie fans out there. So
Giga Mags.
go get them, right?
Yeah.
So you're starting actually a program over there, is that correct?
Yes, sir. So I am in the process of meeting with the rodeo team to start their mounted shooting program. They have Texas A&M's rodeo team is huge, and they do a great job the students love it. And they do a great job, and they're one of the top ones in there. And mounted shooting hasn't reached the collegiate level yet. So I had this idea, man, what if we could start it in college? What if A&M could be the first one? So yeah, I'm working on that right now. We're gonna see how that goes, and hopefully I'll be able to ride for them and represent them and hopefully grow that program just like it was growing here.
That surprises me that it's not a collegiate sport yet.
Me too. And that's the reaction that everybody has actually is, man, why is it not in college yet? I'm surprised. I mean, it's been around for 30 plus years formally before it was, just a hobby sport. And it's just really surprising that it hasn't gotten to the college level yet, so.
Because it sounds like it's such a community-based sport as well, like you were talking about, people just offering up their guns and equipment, and even horses, which is absolutely nuts, right? That it would have naturally progressed into a collegiate thing,
right?
But for it not to have made it that far yet is interesting.
It is interesting. And I mean, it is a niche sport. Like, it's not roping or barrel racing, and you do have to have firearms for it. And it takes, it's like, okay, if somebody's horse is not used to firearms, it's hard to have it in a rodeo event. And so the first step of mounted shooting was getting it into rodeo, and they've done a fantastic job with that. Both organizations that go on, which are CMSA and USMS, have done a great job at putting it into rodeos and getting the crowd watching. And so now that we've gotten past that and getting it into rodeos, it's time to, bring the young people in, like get the college athletes that have ridden for so long into it and stuff like that.
Now, we talked a little bit off camera about the different levels, right? So you are a ladies level 5.
Yes,
That
sir.
is the official term
Yep.
for it, right?
Yep.
And we were kind of going over how you got there. Could you explain to the people how you progress up levels?
Yeah, so in mounted shooting, how you move up levels is by number of wins. So everybody starts at a level 1, unless you're under 12 and then you're a wrangler, but you don't have to earn your way to a level 1. Everybody just starts there. And then it takes 3 to 4 wins, I can't remember, I think it's 3, to move up to a level 2, and then it takes 4 wins to move up to a level, or 3 wins to move up to a level 3, and then 4 wins to move up to a level 4, 5 wins to move up to a 5, and 6 wins to move up to a 6. And so it's by number of wins. So if you are out here training 6 times a week, but you only go to 2 times a year, you could be like a really seasoned shooter and be a level 2. And that's just how it works sometimes. And it's cool because it pushes you in your sport. If you're level 2, sometimes there's people that are way higher levels in there. And so it works out because it really does push you in the competitions because you don't know where everybody's level is at. So I climbed my way up to a 5 by number of wins. I've been shooting for, I guess, 8 or 9 years now. Yeah, 8 or 9 years. And so over the years, I was a student athlete at my school, so I got to go to a couple shoots a year and just do well at those, and that's how I got here to a ladies 5. Yeah.
That's pretty dope. So it shows the dedication, right?
Yes, sir.
And I'm sure it takes a lot. We're on top of this animal that has its own mind, right? It's
Absolutely.
supposed to do its own thing, and then of course we got you, and you have your own goals. So the training, I can see being massively important for you, just kind of getting that synergistic energy with your horse.
Absolutely.
In order for you guys to have the same goal in the end state, right? Which is obviously to win, right? But at the same time too, you're also concerned about the animal, you're concerned about their health and all that kind of good stuff, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
There's a mix of that adrenaline and precision that's in there. So can you kind of give us like a little bit of your mindset before you actually start a run? What are you thinking?
Yeah, absolutely. So everybody will say, or the higher level shooters will say, like, mindset is the key in mounted shooting. So if you don't have a good pre-run mental program, man, like, you can just kiss it goodbye. So it takes a lot of mental toughness, takes a lot of grit. You are working with another sentient being. Like, you are working with an animal that has a mind of its own, who, like, may not fully trust you in that pattern. And so it takes a lot of time and dedication to get together with a horse. I've seen level 6 shooters have a horse that they've ridden for 10 years, and then they just have to go back to ground zero with another horse and work their way up. And everybody knows the struggle. We're all sitting there like, man, that horse is gonna be good, but it's gonna take a couple years. So my mental program before I go into a run, visualization is key. So there's a book called With Winning in Mind, not sponsored, but it's a great book. And I have read that over and over again a lot before competitions. And what the author harps on a lot is the mental program, and then also positive reinforcement after your run. So if you have a really bad run, and then I have to go to a run about 5 minutes after that, I have to be able to be like, okay, that run was not like me. That was terrible, but okay, I'm not gonna do it again. And then just focus on the next run. Because the reality of it is, our minds are super powerful, and they kind of judge a lot of our actions. And so if I think about a bad run over and over again, it's more likely to happen because that's what's in my mind. But if I think about a good run over and over again, I'm positively reinforcing that run, and I get to go on to the next run being like, yeah, I am a ladies 5 mounted shooter, and I'm going to go do what I do best, So.
It is a super good book, guys. I highly, highly,
a great
highly
book.
suggest that book.
Yeah.
So you are, like I said, she's going to be Gritter's first sponsored athlete, but you're also sponsored by UDX, which is Underdog Athletics, correct?
Yes, sir.
Can you tell us a little bit about that? How'd that happen?
Yeah, so UDX is a Christian clothing brand. They sponsor a lot of sports athletes, so football, track, basketball. And I came to them and I sent them an email and I was like, I do this sport called mounted shooting, and I was wondering if this would be considered a worthy sport of being sponsored by them, and they said yes. And so I'm now one of their sponsored athletes, and I have a promo code on my Instagram that people can get discounts through me on. They have really good stuff. I mean, they have a good mission in mind, which is why I was drawn to them. And they have so far they have proven themselves worthy. I mean, they have good products, and yeah, it's really cool.
Dude, so you said how long have you been with them?
I would say about a year and a half, I think.
Okay, so still kind of fresh.
Yep, still new.
Fresh. So that is pretty sweet. I mean, I would like to consider myself a sponsored athlete. But I'm not. I'm definitely lower the barrel, right?
Yeah.
But one thing that always impresses me, like I was watching you shoot earlier, right? You have like a split second to get these balloons to pop.
Yeah.
Right? And if like we miss that chance, we just missed that opportunity. So we're talking about the mindset, right? Kind of letting that balloon just kind of go out your mind, then you're focusing on the next one. So what does your shooting training look like then? You know, it's different, right? Like, so I do competitive shooting as well.
Right.
But my training is pretty simple, right? I stand inside of a lane, I shoot at something static. I'm not necessarily moving around a whole lot. So what does that look like for you?
Yeah, right. I mean, that's one of the beauties of mounted shooting is that you are a competitive shooter and you're also doing it on a 1,500-pound horse who is moving about like, I don't know, it feels like we're going a million miles an hour out there, but in reality it's probably like 30. But I mean, you're going fast and you only have, like you said, it's a split second. You have a window to pop this balloon. And what we were shooting with earlier, I mean, we would consider those like huge balloons, and in the sport, they're smaller. And so you have to also take that into account, like, man, my powder in my bullet, we don't use pellets in mounted shooting, only goes max 18, 19 feet. 20 if you're lucky on a good light day. But man, I have to run this pattern that is already set before me. I have to follow the rules of this pattern. It's a single action gun. I have to cock and trigger every time, so I don't get the luxury of just having an automatic and using my pointer finger. It's thumb, pointer, every single time. How we train is we separate them, or this is how I train, I guess. Separate them, so master the shooting, master the writing, and then bring them together. Can you shoot and write at the same time? Which takes so much core strength. And what we say in mounted shooting is like you're a shooter from the waist up and a rider from the waist down. And the more they mix up, the less shots you're gonna hit. So, I mean, we train a lot of slow work. So our horses every time we come out here, our horses aren't guns a-blazing every time. Most of the time it's not that. Most of our practices is, okay, let's slow it down, go back to the basics and get our thoughts back together, because the horse has as much adrenaline as we do most of the time. So when we're out there in a competition, you're right, we only have a split second to hit that balloon, and the faster you go, the harder it is. Because your powder doesn't go as far as you're shooting as fast as we do. So yeah, it's tough.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
That's a lot. Can you tell us a little bit more about how the sport, in your opinion, is progressing? Do you feel like it's becoming more popular, or is it more still underground?
So mounted shooting has the proud label of being one of the fastest growing equine sports in like equine sport history. So in the 30 years that they've grown, they've gone to like 10 shooters, I think it started with. I mean, there's a couple level 6 shooters that were at ground zero, like they shot at one of the first shoots, and or we have like kids of generations of people that helped found mounted shooting. It is growing really fast, I will say. It's easy to see that. I mean, I'm still a super young shooter, only been in it for a short amount of time, but the amount of how the crowds have changed in mounted shooting, I mean, how the people have changed. We have people that come from everywhere. I mean, I did Western Pleasure Like that's the exact opposite of mounted shooting. And people come from hunter under saddle, reining, roping, barrel racing. I mean, like rodeoing. We have some vaulters, we have some trick riders. Like it's just nuts. And it just seems like such a good pool for all these riders to come together. And they got the bug. I mean, they fall in love with it. So it is growing insanely fast, and we're super happy about that. We want to promote it. It's getting out of the underground. If you would have asked me 5 years ago, I would say it's still underground. A lot of people don't know about it. But the more I talk with outside people, the more I'm hearing, they're like, oh, I've heard about that sport, or, oh yeah, we watched one of those. And it just gets me pumped up because this is such a cool sport. People love to watch it. I have not met one person that has thought mounted shooting is boring. And if they do meet that person, I want to know what's going through their head if they think it's boring, you know? So it's getting out out of the underground. And like we just talked about, I mean, we're getting it into the rodeos, into the colleges. And so, yeah, I'm super pumped about that.
So you're really you're trailblazing that. Right?
Yes.
Like getting it into college.
Yes.
And letting it, trying to get it to be a collegiate sport, which I think would be super dope to watch.
So
right?
cool.
So Jessica Proctor.
Yeah.
Or our friend. You should watch the last video on that one.
Yeah.
So she's amazing. One of the questions that I ask her is like, how important is your gear setup, right? Because she's got a different belt than you do. I was looking at your setup, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. So it's like some little tweaks and changes here and there. So what are some things that you can't live without before you get on top of your horse?
Yep. Oh boy. Okay. So in mounted shooting, there's a couple brands that are big in mounted shooting. So we have, for guns, it's Ruger, Cimarron, a couple Vaqueros, and we have other stuff like that. But everybody has their niche, I'm like, oh, I'm a Cimarron girl. Like, don't even give me a Ruger, I won't shoot it, And so, not outside of mounted shooting, I love Rugers, but in mounted shooting, Cimarron's my go-to. Same thing, like I've had the same gun belt since I was 11. And so it's fallen apart now. But I'm trying to keep it good so it lasts a long time. And there's a lot of people have the same reins that we ride our horses with. And so it's just cool to see how things get in, and then it just everybody uses the same thing now. Gear is super important. It also is not important at all at the same time. So if you have a $20 set of holsters or a $120 set of holsters, you can be a level 6 shooter with either of those, I mean, at the end of the day, they have to work, they have to stay together. Same thing with that. We bought my shooting horse, Boone, we bought him, and he was underground. He was just kind of like a retired, he dabbled in everything, and we just found him at some random New Mexico shoot. He wasn't a super expensive horse. He wasn't this well-known breeding horse. And we just found him, and he is one of the fastest horses in the sport. It just happens like that. And then there are other people that, man, they do the breeding cycles. They're like, man, this horse is bred for mounted shooting, and they have success with those too. So it's really cool because you can go either way. So gear is super important. The most important thing though is the saddles. They have to fit your horse. We use Martin saddlery. All of our saddles are Martins except for maybe one or two, and we love them. And there's a lot of Circle Y saddles in mounted shooting, and those are wonderful saddles. A lot of double J's. And so stuff like that where it's like everybody has their niche, but it doesn't decide whether you're going to be a pro shooter or not. So it's really cool because you can have crappy equipment and you can have stuff that barely gets you by, and you can be one of the best shooters in the world. So it's really cool.
Now, would you call it a female or male dominated sport? What's the demographic there? What does it look like? Okay,
so that's the awesome thing about mounted shooting. It is split in the middle. I couldn't give you the exact numbers. I'm sure it leans one way or the other, but so how it's split is it's gender split for each level. So there's ladies level 1, men's level 1, ladies level 2, men's level 2, and then so on and so forth. And it's also senior split. So if you are 50 and up, which it's a sensitive topic, they're like, we're 50, we're not seniors yet. But in mounted shooting, you could go, you're not forced up to the senior division, but you can go in the senior division if you want. So we have senior ladies level 1, senior men's level 1, and so on and so forth. Another cool thing about mounted shooting, because the demographic is split, and because we're on horses that man, it doesn't matter if we're riding mare or gelding, that if that horse is fast, that horse is fast. And it doesn't matter if I'm a female or a male. If I'm a fast shooter, I'm a fast shooter. And so there's, let's say like the top 10 in a major CMSA or USMS event. There's not dominated by all men. It's not dominated by all ladies. It is dominated by the best shooters. So we have a lot of ladies mixed in there with the men's division. And something cool about a shooting is that the shotgun division is not gender split and the rifle division is not gender split. So if I'm a shotgun shooter, which I do compete in the shotgun division and am getting into rifle right now, I'm competing with the top shooters, the men that I've been shooting for 40 years, you know, and it's really cool because it pushes me in that way. Same thing with the cavalry division. There's a cavalry section in that, which is really cool. And same thing with fraternity. So if I have a fraternity horse that's under the age of 4 and I register it, I'm competing with all those guys or all those ladies. So it's really cool.
Dude, I didn't even know there was a rifle division.
Yeah, it's cool. It just gets deeper and deeper.
Yeah,
it's really cool.
There's levels to this thing.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So going back to the mental toughness side of things, right? Has there ever been a moment, I'm sure there has, there's been one for any competitive anything, right? Where things just went so disastrously wrong. What was that and how did you overcome and then continue on?
Oh boy, Josh, yes, there's been a lot, and everybody has an experience like this. Man, there's been a lot of experiences that go wrong, whether it's equipment breaking, like we just talked about, or horses deciding like, I don't really want to go that way today, or man, this part of the arena is spooking me right now. I'm just gonna go this way, you know, or something like that. Just a million things can go wrong in mounted shooting. The dirt could be messed up. The barrel dirt can, around the barrel it gets really deep sometimes in certain arenas. So it's like, man, like a horse could slip and fall, and it can get pretty dangerous. So yes, I've had a lot of moments like that for sure. Too many to count. We could sit here for hours and I could tell you about things that went wrong.
That's the next video.
Yeah, so, well, yeah, stay tuned for the next video where I just tell you everything that went wrong. No, but how to overcome it, like we talked about earlier, you just have to be like, okay, that was terrible, and be able to have the mental toughness and the humility to laugh at it and be like, man, my pride is hurt and I may be a little sore coming out of this, but man, on to the next run. And I love this sport too much to quit it just based on one bad run. Yeah. So yeah, just being able to look at it and just move past it, be able to just put it to the side.
So what would you tell somebody that wants to get in it, wants to give it a shot? What advice would you give to them?
Okay, there's a lot of advice I would give, but if I had to choose one thing, fall in love with the sport, fall in love with the process, which is really easy to do in this sport, and also do the little things right. If you're in a rut, this is what we tell all of our students. If you're in a rut, which every shooter goes through, I mean, I just came out of one and I've been shooting for 9 years. You know, it just happens. Ladies level 6s and men's level 6s that I've been competing for, I don't know, 20, 30 plus years. I mean, they go through ruts. It's just how we're human. So it would just be, no, it's a rut. Man, it's not permanent. Do the little things right. So if you're having a tough season, if you're having a tough year, I've had plenty of those, just focus on doing the little things right. And I would say that for any profession or any sport would be just focus on doing the little things right, and it's gonna pay off.
Reese, well, it's been an absolute pleasure talking with you today.
Yeah, absolutely.
The first time I called Reese and we talked on the phone, I was just all smiles afterwards. It was such a pleasant conversation. She's such a joy to talk to, cool to hang out with.
Oh, thank you.
If there was one thing that you could change about the mounted competitive shooting sport, don't know what that would look like, what it is, but if there was one thing that you could change, what would that be?
I think it goes back to just getting it out there. Absolutely, just, promoting it a lot. Mounted shooters do a pretty good job, but I think the organizations could do a better job at promoting the sport and getting it out there. Yeah, I hope the sport never changes. I mean, we mounted shooters pride ourselves in preserving the history of Texas history, American history. I mean, we have to wear all old Western gear. I mean, the girls get to wear corsets and skirts, and it's really cool. And the guys obviously don't wear those, but it'd be pretty funny if they did. No, the guys can wear, like chaps and chinks, and we obviously have old single action rifles and revolvers and shotguns. And so, I hope that never changes. So if that ever were to change and we were to evolve in any way, shape, or form, I would say no. Go back to the original. You can't beat it. This is the essence of the sport. So yeah.
It kind of puts everyone on the same playing field, right? So,
that's exactly right. That's a great way to say it.
So now everyone is forced into that one funnel, and now it all just depends on that skill level, right?
Absolutely.
So
absolutely, yeah.
That's pretty cool. That's what makes it exciting.
Absolutely.
It makes it exciting.
Yeah.
Well, Reese, we appreciate you. Thank you for doing all the cool shooting and whatnot. Guys, I'm going to try to get on a horse here. Like, I've been here all day, haven't even gotten on top of a horse, so I'm getting ready to do that. You're going to see a lot more of Reese later on. Like I said, she's one of Gritter's first sponsored athletes, so we gave her some swag and stuff earlier today, which we hope she will utilize. I'm sure you
will. Boy, I'm so excited.
Yes, we'll probably do a little tour of that here later, but we're getting ready to do some rapid fire questions, so make sure you check out our IG and YouTube shorts. Guys, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. This guy's super excited over here for it. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. If you have some questions for Reese about mounted shooting or becoming a sponsored athlete, please put them down there in the comments, and make sure you stop by Gritter as well and come and see us. Reese, we appreciate you.
Thank you so much, Josh.
All right, guys, catch you on the next one.